The MCU has given popularity to a vast number of actors that prior to their roles as supers may have been swept under the rug or completely ignored. Think Chris Evans or even Chris Pratt. Even Robert Downey Jr. was on the outs in Hollywood due to arrests and drugs, but after Iron Man everything changed. Anyway, in order to play a superhero you have to have the body to match the role, in most cases anyway, meaning the actors playing the part forced to go through some rigorous training in preparation. So today on Top 10 Beyond the Screen I'm going to be counting down our list of the top 10 Marvel actors who had to get ripped for their role. Let's jump in. In at 10, Tom Holland, Spider-Man. Though he's the youngest Avenger and technically still in high school, Tom Holland didn't hesitate when it came time to tone up for his role as Spider-Man in the MCU. Now, he could have been content with his already slim appearance, but Tom doubled down and hit the boxing gym. According to some, he's been boxing for some time now, prepping for movies such as Infinity War, Endgame, and his standalone films. Not only does he have abs for days, but he can also throw a real punch, leaving a cool air of legitimacy as his character of Spider-Man. However, as most of us know, we are saying bye-bye to Tom Holland and Spider-Man in the MCU due to Marvel and Sony not being able to come to a solution regarding rights, meaning Spider-Man no longer exists in the MCU. Sad times. Coming in at 9, Elizabeth Olsen, Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch is one of my all-time favorite Marvel superheroes, and I cannot wait for her to star in Doctor Strange 2, which for those who don't know is set to be a horror movie. Anyway, Elizabeth Olsen is one of the newest additions to the MCU, making her first appearance in Avengers Age of Ultron. However, she has come to play a huge role in the movies that followed. And of course, when playing a super you need the body to match, in most cases that is. Now, according to Olsen, when prepping for Avengers Infinity War, she didn't just focus on exercise but also diet. According to her nutritionist Philip Goglia, I quote, "She wanted to be dense, heavy and athletic. She just really nailed it." And that she did. In order to achieve this look, Olsen's diet was radically restructured, eliminating gluten, dairy and yeast altogether. Not only that, but she also ate 7 to 8 meals per day, largely consisting of fruits, vegetables, chicken and fish. Honestly, that doesn't sound too bad. I wish I could eat all day. In 8, Josh Brolin, Cable and Thanos. Josh Brolin has played 2 Marvel roles in his career, Cable and of course Thanos. However, we're talking Deadpool 2 here. In order to prepare for the role, Brolin went on a low carb, no sugar, no bread, no pasta diet. An incredibly difficult and grueling diet indeed, but one that produces arguably the most results. I mean, it's pretty obvious, especially when seeing Brolin in Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. Not only did he embark on an intense diet, but he also clocked in a lot of hours at the gym, performing drop sets and other workout moves with trainer Justin David Lovato. His techniques proved so effective that he even attracted the attention of WWE legend and Guardians of the Galaxy star Dave Bautista, who was in total shock of how ripped Brolin had become. Now, although Thanos is CGI, his single non-CGI arm in Deadpool 2 is real and pure muscle. In at 7, Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow. Scarlett Johansson is one of the original 6 in the MCU, making her debut as Black Widow back in Iron Man 2, and was instantly set to become a big part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that she is. Well, was. Her sacrifice in Avengers Endgame was what saved the lives of all the heroes, therefore she is the greatest Avenger in my opinion. I love her. Anyway, Black Widow is of course a deadly super spy and an assassin, so you can imagine you would need to be rocking quite the physique in order to play the part, or at least to do it justice. Scarlett not only had the physique but maintained it for over 10 years. That's insane. On top of that, she was also pulling off the skin-tight catsuit in the process. Not a lot of people can do that. She was forced to double down her efforts for Captain America the Winter Soldier due to pregnancy. However, she came back even stronger and more demanding in Captain America Civil War. And honestly, I don't think enough is said about not just Scarlett Johansson's physical role in the MCU, but all of the female supers, just saying. Vibey. In at 6, Anthony Mackie the Falcon. Anthony Mackie is somewhat of a veteran in the MCU now, with the actor first appearing alongside Captain America in Captain America the Winter Soldier. Now, although his character of Falcon is not everyone's favourite, well, he's not my favourite, dislike him, don't have the time of day, Mackie has worked hard over the years to maintain his physique for the role. He has also tried to look good and desperate to remain in peak condition, knowing it will be beneficial for not just his own self-esteem but also his career. I quote, "Every now and then you take a role when you can eat po' boys and drink all day. I'm at the age now, mid-30s, where if you put weight on it's most likely going to stay with you forever." Preach. In at 5, Tessa Thompson, Valkyrie. Tessa Thompson is one of the more recent additions to the MCU, making her first appearance as Valkyrie in Thor Ragnarok back in 2017. Now, in mythology, Valkyries are warriors who choose those who may die in battle and those who may live. Now, rather than appearing as merely a beautiful and objectified female superhero, Thompson wanted her character to appear strong and a role model for young girls. So, the actress took it upon herself to gain 15 pounds of pure muscle. I quote, "I like the idea that a woman can just be ripped like Valkyrie is in the comics. Yeah, I found that sort of essential, not really caring about how I looked, but caring more about how I felt. I felt so strong and in my skin. So much respect for my queen." In at 4, Charlie Cox, Daredevil. Charlie Cox has had a few notable roles in the industry prior to Daredevil in projects such as Stardust and Boardwalk Empire, 2 roles that did not require him to be in peak physical condition. Enter the TV series Daredevil, where Charlie Cox plays blind lawyer/vigilante Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil. According to sources, the producer Stephen DeKnight told Cox that they needed him to be at 175 pounds for the role, and he did just that. He began by adding carbohydrates to his diet, which included eating chicken, broccoli, rice, and pasta. During this time, he also worked with personal trainer Nakam Washington to improve his physique, and took kickboxing classes to legitimize the role. Good for you, Charlie. In at 3, Brie Larson, Captain Marvel. Brie Larson is the newest addition to the MCU that we have on our entire list, the actress making her debut in her self-titled film that came out this year, and then going on to star in Avengers Endgame, where she played a key role towards the end of the film, that is. Now, for those who don't know, Captain Marvel is considered to be the strongest superhero in the entire MCU. So saying that, you would expect Captain Marvel to be in tip-top shape, right? Correct. Larson spent 9 months preparing for the part, which included grueling workouts and even pushing a jeep up a hill. Yeah, you don't want to be messing with Brie. In at 2, Chris Evans, Captain America. Chris Evans is one of those rare breeds, an actor who not only played one superhero, but 2, Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch, and of course Captain America. While he was in good shape playing the Human Torch, Evans had to step it up a notch when it came time for Captain America and the subsequent Marvel films, considering he was playing a man perceived to embody the male ideal. Evans was forced to put on 30 pounds of pure muscle for his role, and he did it by working out until he puked. His workout routines consisted of weighted exercises and surprisingly very little cardio. Instead, he incorporated circuit training. The actor transformed himself into a hulking body of pure muscle, looking like a man that was injected with the super soldier serum just like his character. And finally, in at number 1, Chris Pratt, Star-Lord. Prior to the MCU introducing Chris Pratt as Star-Lord in the Guardians of the Galaxy, Chris was known to a smaller audience as the lovable goofball Andy Dwyer on Parks and Recreation. He went from being the charming, funny, little pudgy best friend to Leslie Knope, and instead became a sex symbol overnight. Now, this is partially due to Pratt shedding 60 pounds and shredding his body into that of a superhero, and he did that by hitting the gym. His role as Star-Lord launched him into the limelight, with Pratt becoming an inspiration for what people can accomplish. More impressive still, he has managed to keep the weight off, and although might not be as fit as he initially was, definitely still has those muscles going for him. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with our list? Were there any ripped Marvel actors that we missed? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and perhaps we can do a part 2. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another Beyond the Screen vid. And until next time, see you later.